Stepped on the scene, dripped in Celine. Whole crew shining, call me Mr. Clean. Came in from the back, walked right to the front. Dancing to the music, smoking on the. Got the women smiling, punk grilling me, looking all dusty. Black Force energy, I don't even drink, but the team pop bottles. Not here for the beef, but the Glock holds hollows. Think I'm cocky, but I think I'm worse. In this flexing like a Mr. Universe.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Anthony Joshua punches down at his critics. So we're going to take a listen to what Anthony Joshua had to say about his critics, and then we're going to discuss it, our opinion of what he had to say. All right, let's listen to what Anthony Joshua had to say.
Exciting as I thought they would. And he was like, no, it's not that they don't look exciting. It's a game of chess. When you're playing, it's interesting. It's a thinking man's sport. And from the outside, chess is a boring game. But everything I try to do, they're trying to shut down. And why am I going to go in there and trade and from round one? Break him down.
How did it feel when they were booing you?
Were they booing me or Hellenius? That's the question, right? Who were they booing?
Well, I think they well expected it to be an earlier battle from what it was before.
What? Have any of them ever boxed before? That's what I wonder, right? I was watching certain fights tonight, and
So that was AJ's response to hearing the fans booed him. He said, well, first he said, well, they booed me or they booed Hellenius? And then he said, have any of them ever boxed before? So that was his reaction. Ned, the TBE, what are your thoughts on those comments?
Yeah, have any of y'all ever boxed before? Because, I want to really know. Because, it's a sport. When you look at athletes, and, I don't want to go off topic, you got to train to be great. And yes, boxing, it's a you want to see heads taken off. But when you take the sport serious, you can't just go launching punches. You can't empty the gas tank in the first round. And AJ's like, yeah, I'm not doing that no more. I'm not emptying the gas tank in the first round. I'm gonna fill out my fighter, see how he look, and when he get caught, he get caught. And AJ caught him. What's the issue here, yo? Yeah, y'all booing because y'all don't understand the sport no more. Y'all just want to see somebody get punched in the face and die. Like G was like, oh, AJ killed that man. And it's all cool. It's all cool when you see somebody get knocked out, but you can't see when somebody's literally not getting hit. Literally at the entire fight.
Bro, he got hit, man. Stop saying you're making up stories now.
No, can I finish? Don't interrupt me, G. Stay on your island, G. At no point.
It hit, yo. It hit different. It hit different when the TBE is in the tank top talking about Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? Do your homework or TBE and AJ. It hit different.
You feel me? Yo, at no point Robert Hellenius posed, just like Jermaine Franklin, he posed no threat to Anthony Joshua, and he looks. Yes, that fight wasn't impressive. He did what he needed to do, and I like. This is what I'm saying. AJ is showing you he's improving, but he is not improving the way you want a heavyweight boxer to be. At the heavyweight, yes, we have these big guys who come and slug and throw punches, and they're the destroyers. But AJ is showing you, yo, the head movement was insane. The blocking was insane. Like the footwork was insane. And I'm like, yo, he's really he's looking impressive. And G, watch your mouth. I know you're taking off
your face, G.
Fix your face for real. AJ is not the AJ old. He's improved, and that's what I like to see from boxers. I like to see boxers take it seriously, not just like I'm gonna come in and not take my opponent seriously. He takes his opponent seriously. He's not doubting his opponents. And yes, he made it hang around, let Hellenius hang around, but at no point Hellenius looked like, yo, he's beating up AJ. AJ's about to lose the fight. No. At the entire time, he set the tone, and that's what I like. With Usyk won, Usyk had that, man. Usyk too. I was like, AJ's doing his thing, and then AJ faded. Like, but he didn't fade this whole entire fight. And yes, it was like 7-8 rounds, but he's improving his stamina. He's improving his defense. He still got the power because he caught him with like one punch. It was no combination. He caught him with one punch. And I'm be real with you, G. I don't think Wilder couldn't eat punches from Fury. Pillow Fist Fury. Quote from G, by the way. Pillow Fist Fury. But AJ, keep doing your thing. Keep training. Keep improving. It's gonna be a Cinderella story, man. You're gonna have to cry. It's all over. And G, I don't care what you say. I don't care what you say. It's just I feel like he's destined to be great. He had his shortcomings, and it's a part of the game. There's wins and losses. I'm done. I'm good.
All right, G, my brother.
Yeah, man. I was like, yo, this dude, that plane never gonna land. You know what I'm saying? All right, yo.
All the landing strips were taken.
God, yo. But let me backtrack. I forgot to say this. As a graphic designer, I like to say that whoever designed the promotion for that fight, the Helenius and the AJ fight, well done. I thought it was fire. Right now, what thing was killing me though was AJ when he was coming out. Right, you know, he had the shorty with the violin playing the Godfather. Right, but in a way, I looked at it more like a metaphor, like, you know, like AJ complaining almost, you know what I'm saying? Like playing his little violin. Nobody's trying to hear that. You know what I mean? So then now when the critics are even asking him questions and everything, it's like you're known for being a stand-up gentleman in the sport. And now it's like you're trying to put on this new like persona, like, you know, like I'm now a bad guy and I'm not taking crap for nobody no more. I don't care who it is. It's cute, but it's like it's not you, bro. Like, but AJ is just like, all right, man. Right now you're emotional. Sound like you need a hug from TBE or somebody. You know what I'm saying? But so it's whatever. I think this is out of
TBE with a good time, baby.
You know I think AJ's performing out of character right now. So that kind of tells me there's a lot of pressure on the man, and so. Maybe, after he gets over this Wilder fight, I think he'll go back to his old self, win, lose, or draw. You know what I mean? It's just for so many years, his career has always been compared to this gentleman. So that could kind of eat at somebody, especially if people are like, yo, he's going to knock you out. He's going to knock you out. It's one thing to say he's going to lose, but it's another thing to tell you, like, yo, this dude's going to kill you in the ring. That hits different. So I just think with AJ, he's just tired of that conversation. He's tired of comparison. He's tired of no matter what he does in the ring, it's always, well, how do you compare your performance to Deontay Wilder? How about Deontay Wilder, blah, 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 Deontay Wilder. After a while, you're probably like, yo, man, I'm done with this, So I can't really get mad at him for saying to them, have any of y'all ever boxed before? That could just be a moment of weakness. We're all men, so we all make mistakes. But I just feel like, AJ, man, get grounded and get back to your old self. Even unless your old self was a hustle, because AJ did say something on that interview that they showed last night when he's like, well, everyone keeps thinking Eddie Hearn controls my career, but, it's the man who stays silent that's in control of something. I'm paraphrasing, but essentially he's saying, he's in control of everything. Eddie's just a punching bag in the face of the decisions, but it's him making the final decisions on behalf of his career. So, it's all smoke and mirrors, man. I just hope that AJ could get beyond Deontay Wilder after this fight.
All right, Dollar Bill, are you there? I guess not. I'll roll it and let Dollar Bill get in there. So, my thing with the criticism is, for me, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, I've already expressed this before. All right, salute my brother. I've already expressed this before. If people invest their money their time into an event, they have the right to give a review. So, for example, all the people who bought tickets to the O2 Arena, they spent their hard-earned cash to watch Anthony Joshua fight. And if they're not satisfied with the performance, they earn the right to boo. So the people who paid to see you aren't happy with your performance. And then at that point, you question their knowledge of boxing. So are you questioning the fact that they thought enough to pay to see you as a fighter? Because if they got bad knowledge in boxing, are you questioning your value as a fighter? Because they thought you were someone worth spending that money on. They could have spent that money on any other fighter. They could have spent that money to see any other fight, but they chose to put that money down to see AJ. So to hear AJ say, has any of them ever boxed? It's kind of a slap in the face to the people in the audience who were booing him for not going in there and going for the kill. There are also people who did box. You got former champions who weren't thrilled with his performance. And then when you say you boxed did you box at what level? I just think it's disrespectful to sell a product to the public and then act like the public can't have an opinion on it. Right? And it's not just Anthony Joshua. It's like the NBA players as well when they sit around and they say, well, have they ever played at this level? If you take money from the casual fan, if you take money from the general public, then the general public has the right to have an opinion about the product that you're putting out. You want people to buy a Wilderverse AJ. You're not just selling it to former fighters, right? No, you're selling it to the general public. You're selling it to the casual fan. So if you're selling it to the casual fan, right, then the casual fan has the right to speak about it. I know personally, if I pay to watch your fight, you can't tell me that I can't say anything about it. So I just think that it's not a well thought out critique that athletes have of certain people when they, the athletes say like, oh, have you ever played football? Have you ever played basketball? It doesn't matter, because if they watch it and they pay to watch you, then they can have an opinion. And once you start disrespecting people who pay to attend your fights, that's the moment they're going to stop paying to attend your fights. So it's just not a wise critique. So I think G was on to something. I think it always hurts to hear criticism. But the one thing I would say to AJ is, if you know what you're doing at a higher level, then just let it be. You know what you did in there. You're the man in the arena. So you get it. And if there's a deeper level to what you're doing, all the people who understand it will get it. There's certain moves in chess. There's certain defenses in the game of chess. There's certain openings in the game of chess, right? If you're playing with another chess player on that level, they'll know. As soon as you make the move, they'll know the move you just made. But if you're playing with someone who's casual, they're just watching you make a move and they're like moving pieces all willy-nilly. So if they tell you that your strategy's dumb when you're playing against someone else who's a grandmaster or someone else who's a high-level chess player, why would you even entertain that? Or why would you feel the need to say, if you were intelligent enough to understand the strategies of chess, then you just let that ride. You understand that, okay, there's a reason why they're watching you play. And you just take that and you let it roll off. But that's what I'm talking about when it comes to Anthony Joshua. It's moments like that that make me feel like he doesn't use the hatred as fuel. And instead of taking it out on the fans, like TC never took it out on the fans. TC always just used it. And he took it and he held it. He took it, he internalized it, he held it for the moment, gave his greatest performance, and that was how he spoke to his critics. That was how he silenced all his critics. And AJ should just take these things, bottle it in, but he knows what he did in that ring, so he doesn't need to explain himself to anyone. He doesn't need to justify his performance. Like I said, his performance wasn't a bad performance, but it was never going to be praised in comparison to what Deontay Wilder did, because it was always going to be compared to what Deontay Wilder did. So for me, I think AJ needs to stop throwing shots at fans, stop and start internalizing this and using it as fuel. Like 50 Cent said in his song, like, I need you to hate me so I can use it for energy. Like that. Start using the hate as energy. Floyd did it. Like I said, all the great fighters did it. All the great athletes do it. So once he starts doing that, I think it'll help in his performance, because I feel like trying to have everybody like you and trying to have everybody say good things about you is a daunting task. It's too much pressure. It's okay for people not to like you. It's okay for people to criticize your performance. In fact, in many ways, you want that, because you get to silence the haters. You get to silence the doubters. So if I was around AJ, that's what I would tell him to do. Don't disrespect the people who buy your fights, because it's counterproductive. Dollar Bill, you there? All right. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, you can check out our podcast on all major streaming services. And if you like music, you should check out Trill Dollar Bill's video, In My Soul, We Are the Boxing Bros.
Can you feel me?
So cold in my cell, all them lonely nights. Stay 10 toes.